Kids, here we are. I am Rod.
I'm Scott.
And we are Nerds for Something. And this week we're going to give our review of Deadpool and Wolverine. We were going to give it like 2 weeks ago when we went and saw it at advanced screenings. But, Scott was sick. Then I got sick. I lost my voice. And that's just how all she wrote.
Yeah, life interferes with everything.
Life interferes with everything. So we're going to dive into our. I've also got a bag of tricks.
I've seen you've hidden something down there.
Life is a mystery. I've got my best friend's medallion, which was really cool, and we blew up to the size of a wall clock, so we could do like Public Enemy,
Flavor Flav style.
Flavor Flav style, man. And you know what? It was actually starting off with that. That was actually really good.
It was very good, and a lot of people were very entertained by our appearance. Very entertained.
So much so that we were waiting for our other friend Rob, and people were just coming up and asking us for photos. Someone actually asked if the movie cinema was paying us to be there. Yes, I think I'll be able, when I edit the video, I'll put the photo in there. But yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. Start off. The opening scene with NSYNC.
Spoilers warning for anybody, like if you haven't watched it yet.
Spoilers. It'll be up somewhere here.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm not that good at editing. It's not going to be there yet. But if you haven't seen it yet, what have you been doing? It's been 2 weeks. So, and it's made $1 billion. It's past $1 billion. So first up, we're going to start with the opening credits.
Yeah.
Now, look, it opens with him digging up Logan's grave from the 2017 Logan movie. Yeah. Because that's his timeline.
He couldn't possibly be dead.
He couldn't possibly be dead because he regenerates. But he finds him dead, and then the TVA agents turn up. And NSYNC starts playing. Well, they tell him, Wade Wilson, you're coming with that, blah, blah, and it's like, death by day, player. And then he starts just absolutely wailing. They tell him to put his weapons up. He goes, I'm not going to put my weapons up. However, I am not going to use them.
Yeah.
And NSYNC starts playing, and he just starts maiming people.
With the desecrated corpse of Logan.
Yes. So, he uses an adamantium skeleton to great effect. And it's something. And then they rewind and take you back to the start where what happened.
Yeah.
So basic plot of the movie is his timeline is ending because their anchor being died, which was Wolverine. He's an anchor being, or what they call an anchor being.
Stabilize the timeline.
Stabilizes the timeline, keeps everything in check, like checks and balances. Because their anchor being died, their timeline is going to basically fizzle out and die. And the TVA agent in charge of that sector or that timeline, who is Mr. Paradox, played by, what's his name? I don't know, but I want to call him Athos. He's in the remake, the recent remake of the Three Musketeers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one with Ray Stevenson's Porthos. Matthew, his name's Matthew McFadden or something like that. I apologise for getting your name wrong. I'm just a simple man on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will find his name. Anyway, he believes that it should be more efficient than that, so he decides he's going to cut the timeline short. Now, this is where it gets funny because they bring Deadpool in and they say, basically, you're here, you're special. We want you to join and be a part of something bigger. And it's this is where he says, I'm stepping what I'm smelling what you're stepping in. I am Marvel Jesus. Now, I mean, I've seen the movie twice, and there's still little bits and pieces that I get. It is an adult movie.
Yes.
So when he goes, I'm going to need a new suit, he gets a new suit, and he gets repeatedly felt up by the tailor. I think when he goes, suit me, beardo, something like that. Yeah, I found it quite enjoyable. It's just, there's just funny bits all through it.
It's a next level, like I'd like to say, fan-pleasing event. It takes all the little pieces and does everything it can to get as much as it possibly can from the entire universe. All the little drip feeds us little bits and pieces all the way across.
It's like, this is fan service to the absolute max.
Yeah, 100%.
And it actually, you know what? I think this is like a goodbye love letter to the Fox.
Oh, 100%.
Fox cinematic universe with Marvel, because they get sent to the void, basically. He finds a Wolverine. The timeline. He goes through the timelines. Look, I'm going to jump from bit to bit here because like it's fucking crazy. Oh, I will bleep that out. Anyway, you get demonetized for that shit. Anyway, like you go through like all the different iterations of Wolverine. So we see like the dragon, where he's got the one hand and the claws, and we see Patch. We see the mini Wolverine, who's like, I think is to scale.
Yep,
that's what he's meant to be. And we also see
the Cavalrine.
The Cavalrine. Oh my god! Do you know there was like a little bit? There was actually a little bit where they were saying they wanted him to shave his mustache. So they could CGI a bad one on.
Yeah, 100%.
Just so they could just pinch that little joke. And just when he says, he goes, "Oh, this is the big hunk." The Cavalrine. They'll treat you so much, and then he starts saying, "We'll treat you so much better than that studio down the road," referring to DC. And then so the Cavalrine kicks him through. We actually see the one where I don't know who it is. Is it Apocalypse? I know the comic book cover, but it's the one where Wolverine's actually pinned on the big X, and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And he's basically just been there crucified waiting, and he comes in and he's, I think I'm in the wrong, and just saying,
and you get the brown suit.
Yes. He jumps into the brown suit. And if you don't know what the brown suit is, there is a cartoon short, and it's basically Wolverine versus Hulk. And Deadpool kind of realizes this just as he goes, "Oh, brown suit. Oh, this variant fights." And then in the claws, you see a reflection of the Hulk. And then you just hear Deadpool go, "I'm Marvel Jesus, you stupid beast." And then bang, Hulk smashed. Hulk takes him out. Anyway, he does find a Wolverine. He does find a Wolverine sitting in the bar,
drowning his sorrows.
Drowning his sorrows. Everybody knows who he is. Nobody likes him. He let the rest of the X-Men die, and then went on a killing spree. And so he takes that one back to the TVA to say, "Here, I found your anchor being." And they tell him basically that's not how it works.
Especially not with that Wolverine.
Especially not with that Wolverine. Because you could have picked any Wolverine, but you picked the worst. So then they start arguing, and Mr. Paradox sends them to the void. But not before some light flirting with one of the guys one of the guys in the cubicles at the TVA. But to me, that is that's the Robert Downey Jr. mod. This is how, because he's like, except that guy, and he pointed, and it's the same direction as Robert Downey Jr. in Avengers, where he goes, that guy's playing Gallagher. He thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. And then the guy's playing Gallagher on the computer. But you know, they made it a little more innuendo-y.
Yeah, that'd do it.
That's it. I'm cool with that.
I'm calling HR.
Yeah, I'm calling. Are you calling HR? I'm calling my wife. No, are you calling your wife? I'm calling HR. Yeah. Is your wife in HR? But yeah. So anyway, so then Wolverine and Deadpool get sent to the Void, and this is where they kind of start their argument, and you see the Deadpool and Wolverine fight that you've always imagined when you read the comics of these two going at it with each other. And in the background, there's all bits and pieces from everywhere, and you see the 20th Century Fox logo half buried in the sand, and he's like, and then they're like, where are we? He goes, I don't know, but it's kind of got Mad Max vibes, but we can't do that because that's IP infringement. And it's just awesome. So then they have it out, stabs him several times with the swords. Wolverine's got sword in here, bullet holes everywhere, baby knife. And away we go. All of a sudden, they see like some Road Warrior type things, and you see variants of all different characters from those movies, including the Red Skullmobile and the Red Skull driving it.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a weird... The second time I watched it, I actually looked.
It's got like the steel mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's a steel skull mask, and yeah, he's the variant driving his own car from the Captain America
movie. And then you hear the voice, and it's Chris Evans, and everybody.
You see the blue, you see the white, you see the red,
and the wraps around the arm as well as he points.
You hear the voice.
He's
wearing like a hood, a cloak, so you're not sure what the hell's going down. And you think, oh, hey, we got Captain America in the Void. And
he comes down, and Deadpool's like, oh, it's him. And then Wolverine's like, who the hell? And it's just like, it's him. He's going to say the line. And he goes, Avengers, flame on. And it's him as his variant from the Fantastic Four, which I thought was perfect.
Yeah, 100%. Spot on.
I near fell off my chair in laughter. It was so good.
Everyone was expecting Captain America.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, Human Torch! Gotcha!
Yeah, that's it. And then you see like the variant of Pyro, who was from the X-Men movies.
Yep.
And he basically just sucks the fire right out of Johnny Storm, and he just boom, 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 takes this big landing. Then we see Wolverine get it out, and then Sabretooth. Tyler Mane who's Sabretooth from the 2000s movies.
Yeah.
And it's just like Wolverine's about to just go, come on, who's next? And Deadpool goes, what are you doing? Time out. Pulls the swords
Clean
out.
yourself up.
Giving him a pep talk. He's like, people have waited 20 years for this showdown. And it's just like, and look, the showdown is absolutely awesome. But I kind of wish there was like two passes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man.
Like the first pass where they kind of just check each other out and just clip each other. But it's just like one pass and Wolverine cuts his head off. Yep. Straight up. And then he's like, who's next? Obviously.
That's a kickback to the movie when he's fighting his brother too.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut your head off.
You can't kill me, Jimmy. I'm going to start by cutting your head off and we'll go from there. And it's just, there's so many cool callbacks.
The Void is filled with all old characters. Azazel,
Toad.
Yeah.
Ray Park is there as
the
Toad.
Original.
He turns the magnet on, to which they both look at each other and Wolverine goes, shit. Boom. Then they end up in like this big like Thunderdome cage type thing strapped together. And they're sitting there with Johnny Storm, and he tells them about who runs the Void, Cassandra Nova. So if you don't know who Cassandra Nova is, in one iteration or one universe, she is Charles Xavier's twin, and she tried to kill him in the womb, and so the TVA basically pulled her out and put her in the Void.
Too dangerous.
Too dangerous. Too dangerous to live among normal people. So she puts in the Void. So she pretty much rules the Void. Brutally. So you're either against her or you're with her. And she feeds people to what's it? Is it? I want to say. I don't want to say Abeloth because that's from Star Wars, but it's like Eliath or something.
Yeah.
And
big amorphous cloud.
The big amorphous cloud, and then you just see like Deadpool go, "You mean from Loki, season 1, episode 5?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they end up going to Cassandra Nova's hideout, which is basically Giant Man.
Yeah.
As a skeleton, which they make the joke, Paul Rudd finally aged.
Yep. And here's his corpse, and we're going to live in it.
Here's his corpse, and we're living in it. So they get inside there, and Cassandra Nova comes down. She said, "Ooh," and they haven't seen a Wolverine here. Deadpools are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Which you find out a bit later, and oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
So they go through, do their formalities. Deadpool starts talking about how Johnny was telling him all about her and what she does and who she is, and then she basically just goes and sucks his skin off.
Yep.
And he falls like a big pile of goo.
Just splat. Completely flayed.
And Wolverine can't even just like, he's like, I can't believe you got him killed.
You just got him killed. 100%.
100% you got him killed. So yeah, it was, yeah, man. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Eliath or whatever comes down. She goes, "You two are the food, the rent's due." So anyway, they find an old Sentinel leg and jump on and escape. Anyway, so after they escape, they're walking to try and find the Resistance in the Badlands or whatever, and they come across a little puppy running along in a Deadpool costume. Mary Poppins or Dogpool runs right up to Dogpool. It's just licking face while he's talking, and then next thing you know, you've got Nice Pool. He's handsome Pool. Ryan Reynolds, like it's Ryan Reynolds' face with the long hair, the earring, gold-plated Desert Eagles,
Yep.
5.8 calibers, and they're like, "We're looking for the Resistance." He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I can lend you my car." And so he takes it to his car, which is Hyundai.
Honda Odyssey.
People mover. And I missed a bit. Before Deadpool gets pulled out by the TVA, he is a car salesman with Peter from Deadpool 2. And the other thing I missed as well, NSYNC. The NSYNC song and the dancing is a throwback to Deadpool 2 when Celine Dion was singing a song for the soundtrack, and Deadpool comes in and he's like, "No," and she goes, "I'm singing how I'm singing." He goes, "I wish I had got NSYNC." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually watched that music. It's part of her music video for the song that she did for Deadpool. Yeah, so that's that callback. But yeah, then so he gives him his Honda Odyssey, and Deadpool is just kicking himself. So they start driving, and as they're driving, he starts talking, obviously, and it comes out that he kind of dragged Wolverine out of his reality, and he doesn't know if they can actually fix it. fix what's happened in his timeline. And the only reason he got him to come with him is because he promised them that they can fix it.
Mm-hmm. He was not happy about that.
He was not happy about that at all. So they stop the car, and then chaos just ensues inside the Honda Odyssey. He's like, I'm going to stab you now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
And then they basically fight until they wear each other out, and they're asleep in the car. You see Wolverine, there's like blood everywhere. Deadpool's actually wrapped up in the seatbelt with a knife hanging out of him. And they're both like passed out. And then the car takes off. You don't know who it is. Next thing you know, they wake up in a lair. And Deadpool's like awake, and he's like, Thor.
Why is Thor crying?
Why is Thor crying? Oh, yeah, because he saw a video. He's meant for something more, and he saw a video of Thor. It's like the death scene from...
with Loki.
With Loki from Thor 2.
Dark
Elf. Yeah, the Dark Elf one. When he fakes his death. But yeah, so he's like, don't cry, Thor. Anyway, so that he's there again, and they wake up, and in walks Elektra. Now, Elektra is played by Jennifer Garner.
Yep.
Who was in the Fox universe there. And not only did she come as Jennifer Garner, like Jennifer Garner's Elektra, she walked in and they did the slow-mo, which was so... Whenever she walked into a room as Elektra in that movie... You know, the slow with the curtain in the background. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then you see her. And then all of a sudden he looks over and there is Wesley Snipes as Blade.
And I'm like, holy moly.
Yep.
Didn't know that guy was out of jail. But yeah, there he is. That's the original Blade.
The original, one and only.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually make that comment.
Yep.
One and only. Which, absolutely insane.
And that's made him officially the longest running single actor Marvel character ever.
Yeah, so like you look at Iron Man who kicked off the MCU, you've got Blade that kind of kicked off the modern comic book movie.
Yeah. That was the first big successful one.
And it had like Operation Blade, which I still get down to.
Yeah.
Base to the place, London. Every time I hear that song, I just want it to rain blood. So that was actually really cool as well. So next person you see walk in is Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Did not expect to see that.
Did not expect to see that, and he is in the X-Men cartoon like Gambit garb. He's like, oh, hoo-wee, we never had Wolverine up in here. And he's got the Bayou type accent.
Yep.
Which I watched an interview with him on Jimmy Fallon, and he's just like, I kind of took a mix of this, but they just make the dialect coach thing. He's like, I want this to be gentle. Who's your dialect coach? And
run that by me again. Run
that by me. Just the way he talks is just hilarious. He's like, so what do? Your power is close-up magic. Anyway, so they're like, okay, there's got to be a Magneto here. Yep. Cassandra never killed him. And then she melted. He goes, well, what about his helmet? She melted it down because it's the only thing that... He's like, damn! Wolverine's drinking up all Gambit's liquor. So they're arguing like they do in the X-Men. And then X-23 comes in. And it's Daphne King from the Logan movie.
Mm-hmm.
So she got pulled out of that timeline, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's like grown up. And look, it's phenomenal. She was phenomenal as that. As X-23, Laura. And you can kind of see the war, because he kind of gets explained a little bit by Deadpool who she was, and you can kind of see him go, okay, cool, and kind of acknowledge and change.
Yeah.
They have like a little heartfelt thing by the campfire while he's still drinking, and she's heavily. So they decide that they're going to make a plan, cut the Juggernaut's head off, grab his helmet, get Cassandra Nova, and get out of that time and get out of the void. But all those characters are asking for is a heroic end to their story.
Yeah.
Like they kind of got cut off, shut down. There was 3 Blade movies. Ryan Reynolds was in the 3rd Blade movie. There was a lot of controversy. Like Wesley Snipes, Full Method, only answered a Blade. At the time, Ryan Reynolds was like the up-and-coming actor. He played Hannibal King, who was written in for the movie. He thought it was going to turn into a Hannibal King franchise.
Yeah.
Take Blade movie away. And that's where their fallout kind of went from.
Yeah.
But I believe they did make up and speak, but they hadn't spoken in a while. But
I saw an interview with him, and he was just like, yeah, he called me, and we talked about it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Ryan Reynolds calls you.
You pick up.
You take the call.
We hadn't spoken in like 20 years. We made up. It's like it's like a 20-year-old joke.
Yeah.
So anyway, they do that. They go back to Cassandra Nova's in the Honda Odyssey, which is like damaged to the max. Absolutely damaged to the max. And while doing this, they have to dodge the Deadpool core. Yes. Anyway, so they get to Cassandra, and there's a fight with all the variants. Gambit, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
We're going to get the big finish that we always wanted.
Exactly right. And man, I tell you what, I've seen videos of Channing Tatum training, and I will tell you now, Ryan Reynolds has been wanting to do the Deadpool movie for 20 odd years or whatever it was. Same thing, Channing Tatum wanted to do it. They had it all greenlit, and then Fox bought Marvel. Marvel bought Fox, sorry. Disney bought Fox or whatever. And then it kind of just got shelved.
Yeah. So he was always going to be playing Gambit until the whole thing got shut down.
And then in X-Men Origins, they got Taylor Kirsch because he was like the up-and-coming dude.
Yeah.
What was his name? John Miles or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's basically it. And then after that, they get to go to Cassandra. They save Cassandra's life because they put the helmet on her, and Pyro comes in and shoots her. So in order to save her and get where they want to go, they have to take the helmet off, which they do. And she says, there was a magician came through here one time, and he had this little trinket I took off his dead hand. And he's like, Marvel Sparkle Portal. So then they get back to the present time.
Yep.
And she finds out off Pyro that Paradox is trying to ruin the world, cut him out, and then she's like, well, how he's doing it is building a time splitter, which is like a device, and she can actually control this and turn every reality into the void, where she can rule. So that's what she decides she's going to do, and then this is where it's just like mayhem. There's a fight between... She calls the Deadpool core in so they don't disturb her trying to get the time splitter.
Wolverine Deadpool trying to stop her from taking control of the machine and taking control of everything. And so she throws every Deadpool she has at them.
And, like, we find out that Nice Pool doesn't regenerate. And gets used as a human shield. Which Wolverine keeps telling him, like, you're murdering this dude. No, I'm not. Donuts, they're pretty much stim packs. We'll get you one. They hide Mary Poppins so she can't see the violence. And then they walk out and you see the Rob Liefeld feet in the background, which was like an in-joke because he had issues drawing feet back in the day. And and then Madonna starts playing. And you just watch them just chaos. Absolute carnage. There are Deadpools, like all the Deadpools come out. Lady Pool, which is played by Blake Lively. Kid Pool, which was their oldest. And Baby Pool. So they CGI'd it a little bit. Baby Pool was basically the baby.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey voiced Cowboy Pool.
Yeah.
There was a Welsh Pool there.
Yep.
Who was played by Paul Mullins from Wrexham.
Mm-hmm.
And many others.
Head Pool.
Yes, Head Pool.
From Firefly.
Nathan Fillion.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Super Soft Hands.
And he was just so lovely.
He was.
Anyway, so they had the big fight, and then they realised that, oh shit, Deadpool's regenerate. So they all start regenerating. Then Peter drives in wearing the Deadpool suit.
Yep.
And everybody like stops and goes, "It's a Peter! Every Deadpool has a Peter.
Every Deadpool loves Peter."
So he's like, "You play with my Peter," and I'll
Just distract him. Go
distract him. So then they run down to the time splitter. Paradox tells them the only way they could get down there is to go down the bottom and matter, antimatter, make a circuit and cut the power, basically. But if you go down there, you die, even with your regenerative powers. So then they have a little bit of an argument about who has to do it. Takes the, Wolverine obviously is like, yep, this is what you brought me here for, so I'll do it. Deadpool knocks him over the back of the head, shuts the door, does a few little... I can't hear you all the heroism I'm about to do.
I'm going to go down the stairs.
All the sacrificing I'm about to do. Anyway, so Wolverine actually knocks the door down and gets in there with him. So it doesn't look like Deadpool's actually going to do it on his own. And then Wolverine comes in, schnickety schnall.
Snicky.
And they're just like holding hands and like they make the circuit and it starts to, the reality comes back to normal.
Yeah. Blows the living hell out of him.
Hugh Jackman's shirt gets blown off in the process,
Mm-hmm.
to which you see an old Deadpool knowing that. Yeah, there you go, ladies. We missed before the fight. Oh my god, the start of the fight with the Deadpool core.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he puts on the cowl. And then Deadpool just looks at it. What, you waiting for special occasions to use that shit? Oh my god, there was so many good moments.
Magnificent moment.
Magnificent. We went and saw it in 4DX. Now that bit with the time splitter where it's going nuts, we actually almost got thrown out of our chairs.
I thought everybody in the theatre was going to get thrown out of their chairs. That was crazy.
It was absolutely nuts. So they stop it. You think they've both died. Paradox, the TVA comes in. Paradox is going, oh my God, I sent 2 men down there, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they come upstairs. Hugh Jackman's covered in baby oil. He tells him to put his man boobs away. The dude who was looking at Deadpool before from HR, he's there like as well going. And then, basically they go and get shawarma.
Yep.
It turns out,
Let's get shawarma.
Apparently, the Avengers
discovered it's
shawarma. And then they kind of, he goes, "Will I see you around?" I hope not. Anyway, he ends up taking him home with him. They end up going being friends, and they get X-23 out.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the others.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but I know X-23 came out, so basically she's living like his daughter.
I loved when they were going into the fight, and X-23 put on the pink
sunnies.
On the pink sunnies. Yep, that she was wearing in Logan.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I know. You kind of thinking, where's her costume? But that was
that's her costume.
Yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely sick. And then, end credits. And you wait around, and he goes back to the TVA room. And
I'm sick of all you
people thinking I got Johnny killed. And everything he said to Cassandra Nova in that thing before she killed Johnny is exactly what Johnny said in his New York Brooklyn accent.
Just listen and play.
Gotcha.
Oh, man. And he did that in one shot.
Yeah.
That whole thing, that whole stream of expletives.
Oh, my God. Like
the whole thing. And some of those words, you don't mix those words together normally.
No. Cinnamon sprinkle. Listen, man.
He did really well to learn that whole thing and get it all in one shot.
And he did it in a full, Brooklyn accent, too, which was absolutely sick.
10 points to him, man.
10 points.
Yeah.
But, I tell you, there's probably heaps of stuff we've missed.
Yeah.
But this is like our review, so we don't care. Basically, it's a great movie. Go and see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's rated R. It's like it's full of fan service. It's over the top. There's a little bit of heart underneath it.
100%. Yeah.
Look, to be honest, it's just like a basic plot with carnage and mayhem thrown in.
It's one of those things. If you have any interest in any of the Marvel stuff that's happened previously, any of the comics, any of the animated series, anything that's happened in the past, whether it's Fox, Disney, whatever, there are nods to it in this movie. And it's the amount of crap that they've managed to squeeze into this and the amount of fan service is just astronomical.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost, and it's true. It's like a love letter to like the 20th Century Fox
100%.
franchise. 100%.
And sitting there the whole movie just
oh, there was so, and look, and I'm not a person who's like, oh, you're just a casual fan, or you don't know this, or you don't know that. But there were calls where we were laughing, and people, like, there was people looking at us going, why are you laughing at that?
Yeah.
They're like calls from the comic books.
Yeah.
And like certain bits and pieces, and if you know, you know, and you laugh and you love it. But yeah, there was the dude sitting next to us. He was just like, "What's funny about that? Dude? I'll tell you after.
Yeah, wait.
Just wanna watch the movie." Yeah, happy I got to go see it first, and then go see it with my wife because I could explain it to her as we went through. And there was stuff that I missed as well. But yeah, so that's our review of Deadpool. We loved it. It gets like 50,000 thumbs up.
Yeah, 100%.
Does this mean Marvel's back? Look, I think, and I've been watching some podcasts and I've heard some stuff, but like they've got to finish off what they've got coming out.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see that reversal. And keep up with our next video, and you might find out a little bit something else. All right, but that's us. Remember, kids, we're all nerds for something. Bye for now.